Hey there everybody, it's Pastor Kevin here. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Just wanted to do a quick little video to talk about some of the staffing restructuring that we're working on right now. This has been a model that's been kind of sitting in my heart over the last few years, and I've been praying about it for a long time. And as we've gone through some shifts and some people kind of moving around, the elders and I felt this was really a time now to look at that model and to restructure some of our staff in order to have a larger impact, a bigger gospel impact in the lives of the people who attend Greenbelt, as well as reaching more and more people for Christ. So I'm going to just kind of map out a little bit of what this is going to look like. We don't have all the answers yet. It's still a work in progress, but I've been sharing this with the elders, with the deacons, with the staff. We had people from our prayer ministry who have seen this and they've been praying into this. So I just want as many people to see this as possible so that you could be praying about it. And if you have any questions about it, you can, send me your questions. I'm totally cool with that. I may not have all the answers yet because it's still a work in progress. It's still pretty high level, but would love to just be able to interact and answer any questions. So kind of traditionally what we know as the church is we have a pastor. Right? And most churches in Canada have less than 100 people who attend them. Most of the ministry models that we're familiar with is a single pastor who basically oversees everything. There might be a volunteer elders board and deacons team working with the pastor, but everything pretty much goes through the pastor. Now, we've been making a lot of shifts to move away from that over the last few years to really focus everyone's gifts and talents around where God has called them to serve. But there's some tweaking we can do with this, and so I want to kind of explore this a little bit better with you. If I look at the ministry of Jesus that we see throughout the Gospels, we can see the ministry of Jesus kind of moving, you almost kind of think of it as a circle. So you have Jesus out in the community reaching lost people. So we have kind of this area of outreach. And then what Jesus is doing, he's telling people about the kingdom of God, inviting them into a relationship with God. And then we see people begin to connect. They connect to God through worship of God and connect with the family of God, learning to love one another as we love ourselves. And then when the people connect to God, connect with the family of God, then we see discipleship begin to happen. People learning more about, the kingdom of God, learning more about their spiritual gifts, learning about their talents and their abilities, learning good doctrine, things like that. But then we disciple them. Jesus disciples people to what end? To go and reach more people, because Jesus came to seek and save the lost. And this is kind of this constant ministry of Jesus, and it's the ministry that we continue as the church. So the restructuring that we want to do is moving our staff into these kind of 4 key bubbles. And so this is what I would call kind of the ministry leadership of Greenbelt. And so what this allows is it allows these staff members, to be, in their ministry, to be discipling more people around this area, to raise people up, to get people more excited about these 4 areas, to kind of grow in their own faith and to be used for God's glory in this process. So some of the restructuring that will happen is most of it's going to be in the back end. Most people won't notice the difference, but it will have a huge impact. One of the changes would be in my role. Instead of everything kind of coming through me, even though we're already multi-staff, it's restructuring so that any ministry that is headed up by a lay leader, a volunteer leader, instead of coming through me, would go through a different staff person. For example, missions would go through our outreach staff. Things like Kid Zone would go through our Connect staff. Things like Fusion or life groups would go through our discipleship staff. You can kind of get the idea how this would impact, how these leaders are working and equipping their teams that fall under them. Now, my role would be a little bit, some slight changes. Obviously, I'm still preaching. I'm still doing, pastoral care. I'm still doing counseling, weddings, funerals, that kind of stuff. But then I work much more focused with this team, as well as with our elders team to really strengthen that, our deacons team to help them strengthen that, as well as our Arabic ministry to see that grow more and more. And then there would be more stuff that I'd be taking on kind of outside of here. For example, within our fellowship, there's just some amazing opportunities to partner with some church planters and different things like that. So to strengthen Greenbelt's relationship with the fellowship, as well as strengthening our relationship with Love Ottawa. There's a whole bunch of amazing initiatives that are happening to see more and more evangelism happening across our city. And so these relationships are really crucial to grow and to give a little bit more weight to them. So this is what we're thinking about. Again, we're looking at the pieces of the puzzle. We're looking at the staff that we currently have and the shifting that we can do in this. Again, don't have all the answers yet of exactly how this is going to land, but that's why I want to make these videos quite regularly to keep you up to date on where things are landing. So pray into this, please. I'm excited about it. The elders are excited about it. The deacons, the staff, everyone I've shown this to, they're getting really excited because they can see us kind of just making some tweaks and some realignments in our staff structure to have a greater impact, to see people truly living out, knowing, living, and sharing Jesus in their lives. So that's kind of the update. Again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Can't promise I got the answers yet, but you can send me your questions anyway at kevin@greenbelt.church. Until the next video, I look forward to talking more about this with you. God bless you and have a great day.